This is video 2 of the linear layout videos. Let's just go through and finish off and talk about weight sum. Okay, let's wrap this up. I want to talk about weight sum. There's another way of defining how much space, how much height is allocated to each one of our views in a linear layout. So what we can do is we can set up what's called a weight sum. We can put that in our top level in our linear layout. We can put a number. So I'm going to type weight sum. I'm going to put 1.0 there. Now what that means is what we're about to do. I'm now going to go through and tell Android each one of these controls, or each one of these views I should say, how much we should allocate for the screen for each of them. So this is in lieu of you having to set a height. In actual fact, you don't want to use a height. So in this case, because we're using the weight sum, we would change that to 0 dp, but then we'll type layout underscore weight, and we'll start with 0.25, which is sort of like a quarter. So we're allocating a quarter of the entire screen that we've got allocated to that first view. And that's of course the button 1. So I'm going to copy that. Copy the height, I'm going to overwrite that and the weight, and I'm just going to go down to the second button. Do the same thing there. You can see how everything's pushed down a little bit more. Now with the linear layout, what we want to do is the same thing there. We want to allocate the same amount of space. So I'm going to do exactly the same. Allocated a lot more space, as you can see. And then last of all, I'm going to go down here because I'm bypassing these 3 text views because they are already in this linear layout, and we've already allocated a weight. The contents of what's inside that area, we don't need to specify that again. So I'm going to do that for the last one. So you can see now, because I've done 0.25 for each of them, 0.25 times 4, of course, equals 1.0. So that's a way in a linear layout, it's exclusive to a linear layout, where you can specify how much, what percentage of the screen, effectively, of the height of the screen is going to be taken with each control. Now they don't have to evenly match, but what they should do is sum up to the total you've allocated. So we might decide, for example, that we want each of the buttons to be 30%, 0.3, 0.3, and we only want the actual text, because it's in such a small font, we only want that to be 0.1. Like so. So you've got lots of options, or we could even sort of say, okay, let's make each button, the bottom button, 40%. And you can see there that's sort of telling you that we've gone over because we've used too much of a weight sum. The total is sort of gone over the 1.0 allocated, and it's telling us that. So it's all very nice. So we'll put 0.4 there. And then we could specify 0.1 for the button, and of course 0.1 for the actual linear layout, which has got our text going left to right. So you can see that's another handy way of using the weight sum, instead of actually having to specify the height or relying on a sort of wrap content. It really does depend on the screen that you're trying to develop as to which way you'd go with that. Okay, so that's it. I'm going to leave this one there, and we'll move on to the next layout in the next video.